Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening in the Locher Room. I'm Alan Locher. Tonight, we're diving back into the world of Venice, the series, with an incredible lineup of guests. Joining me are four of the talented stars behind the Emmy Award-winning digital drama: Crystal Chappell, Jessica Leccia, Gregory Zarian, and Harrison White. Fans of Guiding Light will never forget Crystal and Jessica as Olivia and Natalia, known as Otalia, whose love story broke barriers and captured hearts. After the soap ended, Crystal brought Venice to life, creating an authentic, groundbreaking series that continues to thrive. And now, with season 7 streaming on Vimeo, we're getting the inside scoop straight from the cast. Also with us is Gregory Zarian, known for his work on Westworld, The Family Business, and his Emmy-nominated performance in Venice, and Harrison White, a veteran actor and singer whose credits include Grey's Anatomy, This Is Us, and The Middle. We have a lot to talk about: behind-the-scenes stories, what's next for their characters, and why Venice continues to be such a beloved series. So let's get started. Please welcome Crystal Chappell, Jessica Leccia, Gregory Harrison, and Harrison White to the Locher Room.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for being here. It's so good to see you all.
You
So
too.
happy.
You too, Alan.
Congratulations to all of you for getting season 7 made. Venice creates a safe space for people to feel seen, feel heard, and to feel hope. And LGBTQ plus themed stories are needed now more than ever. Can you share in your own words why that means so much to you, Crystal?
Oh, sure. Just my personal belief that we're all very much connected and connected through love, and that embodies all of our differences. So Venice to me is just an extension of that idea. Yeah.
Beautifully said. Gregory, anything to add to that?
What she said. You love who you love. I have 2 beautiful nephews, and I've said to them since they were born and in my arms, love who you love. You can be all that you want to be anything that you want to be, and just love who you love. And there's really no other choice. So that's exactly what Crystal said. And what the show's all about. The show is just celebrating life on life's terms and what you will do to love the one you love. And that's my answer.
Perfect. And I'd like to read what Sylvia says. Sylvia says, thank you to each of these beautiful people. Thank you to Crystal, because their love and effort have created a magical reality in which many of us live.
That's very kind.
Aw.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I love that.
Beautifully said. Crystal, I know you had a couple things sort of get in the way of getting this season made. Were you always set to bring the show back for season 7? And will you share with the audience some of those challenges that were beyond your control too?
He's fierce. He's this big. It's always Buck. That's enough. This is live. Come on now. Professional.
Byron, you have a friend.
Come on. Fight them all in. That was a question. No, I know. Yes, there were a few things that got in the way. It's just life stuff, but also, COVID and
a strike,
a couple of strikes, some personal stuff that kind of rocked your world, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we got here, it was always going to be a season 7. It's been written. That's the problem with having too much time. You write, you rewrite. It's like, But then it was, in dealing with, couldn't find a studio because after COVID, all of the ones that were affordable shut down, which is sad. But so there were a lot of little moving pieces in the game here. But yeah, I mean, we got the script done and everyone, got their schedule together, it's amazing when you can get that many people together with their schedule. And a lot of people, push things aside for the show. I'm always so amazed, cast and crew, the people that you go, yeah, these are the 5 days I got. And they're going, well, I'll move some things around for you. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, we're gonna just keep going and see what happens.
16 years, bravo. Jess, going back those 16 years, do you remember,
No.
Crystal bringing this idea up to you for the very first time?
Yeah, no, I'm joking because it's all, it's a blink and a blur. But yes, I remember it's a story I tell a lot because because I really sound like an idiot. But it really was just like this tiny kernel of an idea that I couldn't even wrap my head around, that I was like, okay. It was just blind trust and excitement, and I was just so thrilled at the thought of like being able to continue to work. So Crystal's a little bit more of a visionary than I am, some would say. So she said, I have this thing that I'm going to do, and if you'd like to join me, that'd be great. And I was like, sure. And she's like, she explained what it was, that it was a web series. I guess that's what we called it at the time, right? Web series. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but that's fine. I don't it's fine. We'll just do that. And yeah, from there it was just she's kind of held my hand off the whole 16 years, because I still don't know a lot about a lot.
Well, it's all contingent on Jessica. I mean, it was like I had everything crossed, and hoping that she would say yes, because it had to be her. That was it.
See what she does? See how effing charming she is?
Yeah. Well, you
she could have been like, we're going to be mud wrestling on Wednesdays in a barn. I'd be like, that sounds great.
We got the name.
You both struck a chord as Olivia and Natalia, and it was a genius idea. Crystal, doing this for 16 years, and while you were just speaking earlier, has it given you more of an appreciation for what all of the young men and women at Guiding Light and Days of Our Lives and One Life to Live all had to do to schedule all of your beautiful talent to get everybody working?
Of course. I mean, look, it takes doing to really know, what people do. And yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about being on a soap opera, though, is that you're under contract, so they can just tell you to show up. But it's like, just. But no, it's a little different, but no, the effort of putting it all together, God, yeah, I have great appreciation for these producers and directors, all of them.
Well, right. And this talented group wanted to be a part of it. Well, I'll just add what Laurie Hurst just said. We couldn't have told Olivia and Natalia without these actresses.
Oh. Jill, I love Jill.
Jill.
Who doesn't love Jill?
Right?
Gregory, you were nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for the previous 6th season for Outstanding Performance by a Supporting Actor. Do you remember how you learned about your nomination?
I do. I was driving somewhere through Coldwater, and
that's Coldwater Canyon for the non.
Like a Coldwater Canyon here in Los Angeles, and my publicist at the time, because I had, there was a pre-nomination at the moment. It was during COVID, and I got a pre-nom, and there was a great PR company that worked with Lawrence, and somebody took me under their wing, and he called me and he said, "You got the Emmy nomination." And in the curves of Coldwater, I just said, "I can't talk," and rolled the windows down, and I got very emotional. And I just thought, one, thank you to Crystal for bringing me into the world of Venice. I'm still a stalker, and you still make me nervous, Crystal Chappell.
The minute your stalkers are gone, man, done.
You're done.
So I'm actually in the car outside of your house.
Doing the show from there.
I am. No, it was just a beautiful moment, and the fact that I got the nomination for talking about an important storyline about bullying even meant more, because I play a twin. My twin and I in real life were bullied for a very long time, and to come out the other side of that, and also to work with such a talented actress, Orla Cassidy, and on all the seasons of Venice, Crystal has gathered this tribe of people that are just crazy talented. So to work with Orla and have that moment, and then, be acknowledged by my peers and like, what, I got an Emmy nomination. One of the finest moments in my life, and I'm forever grateful and indebted. And a season later, here Nate sits.
Here he is. Here he is. Well, we'll come back to Nate in a moment. But Harrison, like Jessica, you have been involved since season 1. Will you tell everybody? I'm sure some have heard it, but I truly love how you came to be a part of this series.
Yeah, I was fortunate. My husband was working on doing hair on Days of Life at the time that this was coming into fruition, and he overheard my I'm gonna call her my bestie because she is. He heard her say that she had lost an artist that was supposed to do a role, and he mentioned to her, "Hey, my husband's an actor, if you got a role for him." And she said, "Well, yeah, send me some of his stuff." And at the time I was on MySpace, and so I sent over my MySpace list, and she called and made the offer. And I was supposed to do 3 episodes. I think I ended up doing 5 or 6. Then I made a joke because we were talking about what the end of the season was. I said, "Oh, you should bring me back like the Black Gay Mafia." And then she took that and wrote this hilarious storyline around it for the 2nd season, and gave me the opportunity to really show out and have fun in season 2. And she made Jamie her best friend. I remember getting the script and jumping up and down with joy because I was so excited about the opportunity to come back and to be her best friend. Yeah, Crystal made it happen for me, and I'm so grateful. That's why I keep coming back, because it is a really it's a gig, which I love having the gig, but it's also a passion of love to be with this selective group, and it is a gift, and I don't ever want to let go until it's like, okay, we got to stop, y'all.
To surprise you away.
Listen, I'll be like, I'm on this planet, or I'm just like wallflower. I'm gonna always be there because I love it so much.
I was just watching. My person, she posts clips for me, and I just saw the candy cane one on the beach. Were you talking about the name of the stripper, the body that you moved? Her name. I just couldn't look at you because you were like, and I was like, "That's my voice." We laughed so hard. It was so great. Oh my God.
We have had so much fun. Like, there's been every season I can tell a story about a moment that was just so incredibly rich, and that was one of those moments. We just keep our faces straight. It was so hard to shoot that segment because it was so damn funny, and the fact that you named a candy cane.
I love that. Chris, I want you to talk about season 7 and what it is, but just thinking about it, you've worked in daytime and it's work, and I know you love to work. You are creative, but just hearing Harrison describe it, and Gregory, and I know Jessica, and I know how proud you are of this, but it's got to be pretty incredible that you're creating such a fun environment for all of these people, for yourself, to do something you truly love. Like, it just, hearing everybody talk about that, like it's really, to be able to bring that light into everybody who is involved with Venice I think that's a true gift.
Well, thanks. I mean, it's so fun. I mean, I won't say that, pre-production and production is particularly fun, but when you actually get in there with folks and act and go back and forth and be creative, it's everything that I yearn for the minute I start a script. I just want to get to that point and be on camera with these people because I am in such awe of them. But it's so fun to watch what comes out. I wrote some scenes for Gregory and Harrison, and it's always wonderful. And Jill, if she's there, she can speak to this. You write something, you go, okay, not too shabby, and then these performers get in there and they just go boom, and you're going, fuck, I'm good. 10 million times better than you could have ever imagined. So, there's something about that. I walked away and I told my husband, Michael, I said, this was good. I said, this is okay. I mean, these guys are amazing. And I don't know, it just gives me hope. You know what I mean? It gives me hope for moving forward and being more creative and working with all of these people, past and present.
I love that. So give us a little, tease for people at home about season 7. How would you describe it?
Well, Annie and Gina have reached the place where they want to be, right? In their relationship. They're getting along. It's beautiful. Annie's happy with her work. Gina's still trying to find herself, but they end up working at Annie's magazine together, and they're like very aware that this can be a problem. So they are working fine, but there are other variables in this story. There are other people who aren't so happy with their happiness, and just life stuff, as I like to call it, because there seems to be so much of that happening these days that pop up, and they have to deal with some really big obstacles. And as far as the rest, everyone else is dealing with change. Jamie, Nate is coming from New York City to Los Angeles and working with different people, and there's just all of this change happening. So there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of humor, because boy, we need that. And
Amen.
A lot of soapy twists. You got to have your twists.
You certainly do. Well, I need to read another one. Rhonda says, there is no way to adequately thank Crystal for all she has done for those of us who had little accurate representation of our lives. Venice's series exemplifies love and life in all its forms without prejudice.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Rhonda.
Oh.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Jess, 18 years you've been working opposite this talented woman.
No,
Talk about,
it can't be.
talk about, that journey and watching her do what she's done. I mean, bringing, you had the great gift of bringing Otalia to life together, and now Gina and Annie.
Well, I mean, just starting from the beginning. So Otalia was just this big gift that I thought I was just selfishly going to take advantage of, and I would get to work, and I would get to work with Crystal, and work with different people aside from just being the someone they brought on to destroy a couple. I was now going to be in this really lovely, complicated, beautiful storyline, and I got to work with Crystal. That was very exciting. And then along the way, I mean, I always thought she was amazing, but then someone for a couple of years, and her broad talents go well beyond what she did for her very illustrious career in daytime, and then she's writing and she's producing. And when I tell you, how many times have I told you, Crystal, like, I don't know how you do this, and I never want to do it, and I think it's crazy, and I can't believe that you did this, and I don't know how you did it. I think I just repeat that all the time, because it's really like it's from the ground up. There's nothing there, and then there's all of a sudden this whole thing there. It's astounding. then it's all this story, and it's all this, like she said, it's the soapy stuff, but it's like, you know, working with someone like Harrison or someone like Gregory, there's just this whole different energy that's there also. It's so much more rooted in reality, and that makes all the love stuff even better, because then that gets rooted in reality, and then that's all, and just layers and layers, and I couldn't be happier or feel more lucky. I feel like, you know, it's like a lottery situation. Like anybody could have been in that position and she would have made them look amazing, but it was me. I got to do it.
Well,
so yeah,
that's fine. But I think chemistry is a two-way street. So, you know, gonna have to do
Yeah, I don't know who, you know, Jill or Ellen or whoever, or what other writers said, you know, put those two. Magic, and still magic, you know, today, which is so beautiful to see. I wanted to have a little fun. Normally, you know, ask you each to sort of describe your character, but I actually want to do it differently. Harrison, how would you describe Nate?
Oh, wow. You challenged to me. Okay. Besides tall and sexy.
What?
Yeah.
Just this what?
Quirky, nervous, intelligent, and fun.
Jess, how would you describe Gina?
only the goddess love of my life. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? How do I describe Gina? Gina she's the air that I breathe. And she's a very strong, powerful person to me, but she's also that as she presents herself to the world. And she's devoted and ferocious in the way she loves and the way she protects the people that she loves. That's her.
Gregory, how would you describe Jamie?
Passionate, loving, kind. There is no depth to his love for his child. Curious. Jamie to me is extremely curious and inquisitive, and also very solid, very, very solid, committed, and knows exactly who he is. And I started with love. Jamie to me is this huge bundle of pure love.
Oh my goodness.
Crystal, Annie.
Annie is there's a purity to her. There's a purity to her love and how she sees things. I always think she sees life through a lens, you know. She sees things a wider perspective and things up close. And so she's stable and solid, but unsure of herself at times, which makes her even more endearing and lovely. So yeah, I mean, just beautiful inside and out. That's Annie.
Jess, can you show everybody your t-shirt?
Oh, sure. I wore this for Alan. That's my Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John.
Good.
My Xanadu t-shirt.
Xanadu.
That's right. I have a bird named Xanadu. It's very serious for me, you guys.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That is
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of LGBTQ plus representation, we have a Guiding Light alum about to launch in Mid-Century Modern, Matt Bomer. What have some of your favorite LGBTQ shows been over the years, Harrison? Or where you've felt seen?
Oh my God. That's a hard one because I don't think about that at all. I'm so busy trying to
I know, I'm
trying to be representation that I don't even think that and I'm always constantly looking for it. So I can't say that I have one that I say is my particularly favorite. though I'm appreciative of all the ones that I've seen, I can't say actually.
Okay. Crystal, do you have a show that you admired?
I watch a lot of reruns of Will and Grace, so it's funny that you're talking about. I don't. I just I appreciate when I hear about them. This new show coming out by the same creators, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Correct. Yeah.
So that to me is heartening. There's nothing specific, but when something comes up where people are still making content that represent that gives me hope.
100%. And you're not alone. Like I go back and forth between like Modern Family, Schitt's Creek, Will and Grace, to go to sleep in this day and age. Going to sleep with a comedy is really a gift, and those shows are gifts.
And I could have said Modern Family since I actually recurred there, but when I think of shows that specifically hits it, I haven't seen one where I've seen me besides Pose, right? But even in Pose, I don't feel like I saw me. So I guess that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, I understand. And God, I thought Pose was phenomenal.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Jess, do you have any?
I mean, all of those. I've watched all of those. I think one that I really love, and it's not. We're seeing shows that are not labeled LGBTQ as having relationships that pop up that are just really organic to the story. It's not even a thing. It's just, this is the couple, that's who they like, and I love that too. Like I'm watching Stranger Things with my daughters, and we're talking about a show that's set in the 80s, a show that's centered around, preteens and teens, and there are relationships, and there's a love story between two boys, and there's this and then there's that, and everything's kind of just part of the story and completely normal for kids my age to watch and not think twice about. And I think that's important too.
I mean, yes. And as, somebody who's gay and grew up at a time where I really didn't have not even those inklings of somebody, we didn't have shows, so what you're doing and all of that. But yeah, it is, I think it is more impactful when it isn't an LGBTQ show and they're just part of the fabric, which is, kind of, even though you two couldn't kiss, Guiding Light wasn't a, gay show, but you were just part of everyone's life and their family. So, and why
my 7-year-old daughter is watching shows where women marry women and men, she doesn't ask. She's not like, well, how come? It's not even a thing. It's not a thing at all for her. There's a cartoon she watched on Nickelodeon where one of the characters had two dads. It's not even a question. This generation has a completely different frame of reference as far as that's concerned, and that's great. Good. Unfortunately, we're backsliding. But I'm a very practical optimist, and I think that we got good footing, I think, in that area.
I hope so. I hope it's those young people who will, continue that fight for DEI, which is very much needed. We are a diverse world, a diverse country, a diverse United States, and we need to talk about it. So what you do, and just even being here to talk about it. Crystal, I know Michael has appeared many times on Venice, but I saw another Sabatino's name pop up.
Oh yeah, my niece. My niece Andrea. Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, nepotism is alive and well. Yeah, basically that was it. She's. Everyone needs a break. I cast Annika Noel on Venice years ago because Hillary. They went to the same college, and Hillary called me and said, I've got this, there's a sister from Sarah Lawrence, I think it was, and yes, she liked it, and I gave her the part. So that was one of her first jobs, and she was awesome and great. And so I just wanted to do the same for Andrea. I thought, let's give this a shot and get some tape and see what you can do.
Does she ask you for advice? And Michael?
Not really. Really. No, I mean, you know, she knows the ropes. She's there auditioning and working 2 jobs and doing all the things that actors do. Yeah, I mean, all you can really do is go, here you go. Here's your tape, here's your stuff, and go get it. No.
I mean, just being able to give somebody that opportunity, like you said, Annika, is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
For all of you, is there somebody, whatever that opportunity was, is there somebody, Harrison, who gave you an opportunity at, a point where you needed it?
I've had to literally work my butt off of almost everything I've done, except for actually Venice, right? So I would say, honestly, Crystal, because up to that point, I was doing mostly theater, and I had a couple of movies out there, big movies that really well, but I hadn't made the crossover, and I was auditioning for a lot of television, but I wasn't getting anything. And then my husband made that comment to Crystal. She hired me from Venice. We shot the first season, and then my television career, it was like magic. Everything started opening up. The doors started opening up. I got Modern Family for, what was supposed to be a one-time role, and then, literally seasons later, they brought me back. And then all the other things started happening, but to that moment. So I will always give that to Crystal, because, I mean, she didn't know she did it, but when she said yes to me and then kept going, it literally propelled everything else that came out. And that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back to this, because I'm like, I cannot not get back to what gave me the first step.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
I
And
love that.
it's just
true.
Well, sometimes it's just, I mean, it's like any role that you get. The first role you get is just sort of this. I met Judy Wilson at a soap workshop, and she said, come and say hi at the studio to all my children. I did some extra work. I did. She goes, here, read this. And to say hi. And I was scared as all get out to go just knock on her door. And she's like, sit down, read this. And so I did. She goes, okay, you got the part. It was my first, I think it was my first job on Daytime.
Wow.
But it's just those little connections that you make, and people kind of remember your name or remember your face, and thank God, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you ended up being my buddy, my best buddy.
That's a great story about Judy. Gregory, for you?
I'm on the stripper pole every day.
Buff.
Thank you.
Very
I have
buff.
some great thighs and a great ass.
Maybe we'll create a cousin for you that can be your stripper name, Buff. What did you call it? The pink pony? Although I think that's a little like, that's too on the nose. It should be like Appaloosa, something.
Be a horse.
Multicolored.
One thing I just want to throw out there that you talked about a second ago is just one thing that I love about this show is there's Jamie, there's Nate, there's Annie, there's Gina, and they just happen to be gay. And that's, to me, the beauty of this show. Last time I was on with you, Ellen, I was with Paul, and we did this Netflix movie. And what was great about them and our characters was we just happened to be a married gay couple. And it wasn't about, oh my God, we checked the box and they're gay. It's just, we are just part of society. We are here. And so I really love that shows don't make a big deal about, well, look at these two people. They just happen to be.
Gregory, that is the true testament also to storytelling.
But it's all about storytelling.
It's just tell a story. You don't have to, beat somebody over the head. Just let these people live their lives, and they happen to be, that's, a part of who they are.
Right.
I'm grateful for every job, because really quick, when I was first on Days, I was written off on Days because I wasn't good. And it was such a blow to my ego, yet it was such a great gift, because then I thought, you know what? This was a gift, and I'm going to work fucking hard on every job, every audition, every scene. And to be able to go up to the squad of people that told me I wasn't good and thank them, because of them, it got me to, what do you mean? I got an Emmy nomination in the genre of show that I was written off because I wasn't good. And it changed everything for me. It made me every under five, even before this, I had to do a quick self-tape in the backyard. And a lot of people were like, oh, fuck, I'm so happy that I get invited to every party. And this show, this is the longest 3 seasons I've been on this show. And, you know, Crystal, you are very clear with what you like. You're very clear with the people that you work with. And for me to be part of this world, I'm more than grateful that you know. And it's a gift. And it's jobs like this one that make me think, oh, I'm not as bad as I thought I was forever ago. Like, I'm okay. And to play with this caliber of people. And Harrison, as you have your Gina, I have my Annie, my baby. Just thought I'd make that very clear. Annie and Nate forever.
Annie's best friend too, though. So
Yeah.
That's awesome. Gregory, speaking of Paul, I loved seeing his face pop up on The Residence.
Right?
Yeah, I saw him pop up.
He had a great win. I'm super happy for him. And, you know, a lot of people have said to me, oh my God, it's another season. And it's, you know, we have to be invited back. You know, there's no guarantee. And the fact that we keep on getting invited back, once again, Crystal, thank you. And, you know, to see people that you love, and, you know, being an actor, it's work, and every audition is work. And to see your friends get a great win, and every job is a win to me, but to get a great win, yeah, I'm really happy for him.
It's awesome.
Jess, any moments like that for you? Like the Judy story that Crystal told, or?
Well, sure. I mean, no, listen, no one has employed me more than Crystal Chappell, like ever. No one.
Crazy.
But I mean, the very first SAG waiver I ever got was doing background on The Sixth Sense, because I lived in Philadelphia and I was working at a restaurant, as you do, and I sort of waited on Bruce Willis. And by the end of the time there, he'd given me his assistant's phone number, because we'd chatted, and I think he felt bad for me. And also I was really cute at the time. But he gave me his assistant's number. He's like, come do some background work. And I was like, oh, it was my first paid acting job ever, was on The Sixth Sense. And yeah, I got a waiver. And then after that, I booked a commercial, and then I had another, and then all of a sudden I was like, I must join. And then, so that's how I joined SAG. And then I was able to just start auditioning in New York from Philadelphia. And that kind of got the ball rolling. So it was Mr. Bruce Willis, you guys.
I love that.
Awesome.
Love that. And my husband and I scream every time we see you pop up in a commercial.
We do too.
I mean, you're just sitting there watching your show, and there she is eating her Rolos.
Listen, I swear by my commercials. They are very important to me.
You absolutely.
More of those, please.
Yeah. You know, we have to talk a little more about Otalia. I mean, this relationship began back in Springfield. And you're here today because of truly the fans' response to it. And now the fans' response to Gina and Annie. Talk about, you know, what you remember, you know, because when it was Otalia, we didn't have, you know, social media, really, the instant. It was just, you know, we had the blogs. I think the blogs were around. Blogs had begun, but like there wasn't Twitter to the extreme that, you know, people are commenting right now every second about what we're talking about, you know, like they're instantly involved with every aspect of what we're doing right now.
Well, can
Yeah,
I
I
tell
don't
you?
know how that would have been.
Yeah, we got emails, but I want to tell you a quick commercial story because Jesse's.
Oh,
No, because I went to a commercial audition because I was, and the casting person said, "Can you be a little warmer?" And I said, "No. Isn't there something I can sell that's like sort of hard ass?" So I'm always amazed at people who can do commercials. Anyway, um,
Well, sometimes it's like watching paint dry and you want to kill yourself, but most of the time it's lovely.
It is.
It's very
appreciate
different
it.
pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a Staples commercial after working on Guiding Light for a while, and I was like, "We do like 20 scenes a day, Guiding Light. What is happening? Let's go!" I was like, couldn't bear it. It was so bad.
Oh my gosh. But no, we had emails. The office would compile emails and take them, bring them to our dressing room. So we got some response, you know. But no, that's to me was it helped sort of move this forward because I was like, there's something really special here, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to see it where we are. And yeah, so that was, you know, probably the time that I pulled Jessica into my dressing room and said, "You want to go do this?" And yeah, I mean, it felt like it had to be done. It was more than just wanting to do it. It felt like it had to be done. I'm Irish. I get pissed off when, you know, things are
it's so interesting because, you know, I was representing Otalia and Luke and Noah on As the World Turns, and I got in trouble for doing press for them kissing.
Yeah.
You know, at a time, you know, which really seemed odd because we were a little more ahead of the curve then, but
Right.
we weren't. You guys weren't allowed.
No.
But now, you know, it's your show and you have the freedom to do what you want, which I think also pulls in your audience so much more because you're able to show the authenticity in relationships. Would you agree?
Sure. Yeah. You know, I mean, the fans really inform me about what they'd like to see, and I listen. And I understand that with network soap operas, you've got a lot of moving parts and a lot of voices, but you know, yeah, getting to do our own show and make it as real as we can. We can do anything we want, and I was just trying to collect information from the fans and people that I know so that I could do the right thing. Look, I remember I had a lovely director, Karen Wilkins, who was directing, and it was the scene on the rooftop of High Bar. And we were talking about food, Jessica, and you somehow got into a dance. Like I was like, "Do you want to dance?" There was this music. It was our favorite song, and I said to Karen, who is a gay woman, I don't think she'd mind me saying that. She's very open, but I said, "Can you show me how a lesbian dances?" Because, you know, is there a difference? It was a slow dance, and she went, "Yes, here's how you do this." And she showed me how to do it. I went, "Okay, cool." But I'm just trying to, you know, figure out and represent everybody's, and not everyone dances the same, but you get my point. I'm trying to be as authentic as I can be with all of this.
Yeah.
God, I remember that. That seems like forever.
It was.
Oh my God.
Harrison, you spoke earlier about, you know, Crystal writing great and funny material for you. What are some of your favorite?
Some of my favorite, the second season, the running with the dead body on the trolley, always be my favorite, absolute favorite moment on screen. Michael wrote the song "Paid to Get Laid" in the following season. That just sent me over the hill. This season, I have have some incredible things that I get to do with Nate, and yeah, it's. Ooh. Hey, was a joy in the trolley. The trolley ones. Those are my standout, I think. Yeah.
Gregory and Harrison, did you know each other before Venice?
I knew his work. I've seen him around, but I didn't know him until this job, and we connected so beautifully right away. He sent me a message and said, "Hey, do you want to rehearse on Zoom?" I was like, yeah, let's do that. And we rehearsed, and from the moment the screen went up and I saw his face and felt his energy coming right at me, I was like, okay, this is a match right here. This guy is everything that I absolutely asked for. And I was nervous about it. I don't know why I was nervous about it, but I know I was nervous about it. I was nervous because I love this work, right? So to hear him say that he thought of himself as a bad actor, interesting, because I don't think so. I don't agree with him. And I love his. I was nervous about working with him, and I enjoyed him in the following seasons of Venice as well. So I was nervous about it, and from the moment we started talking, it just all of that nervousness fell away, and I am a bit obsessed with him right now. And,
go on, stop.
It's true, and I feel like we have such a. I have a new best. Like, this guy is just incredible as a human being. He's been so thoughtful about me and my career and doing, but even more thoughtful about the person that he sees in me, and I'm grateful for that. And that's part of the magic of this. I mean, there are so many things. Like Hilary B. Smith was one of my all-time favorite actresses on a soap opera. Like, for me, she just did something for me. And so to have those seasons where I got to be in a room with her and work with her was still one of those moments that I'm just like, okay, I've arrived. I've actually entered into the room. I'm actually in the room with the people. And so, yeah, that Venice has been a lot of that for me. Just a lot of beautiful bumps, but I'm in love with Greg. I can say it. I'm open. My husband knows. I told him.
Openly. Gregory, you watched Crystal on
The same.
right?
I what?
Did you watch Crystal on Days of Our Lives?
I can't even talk about it without crying. I did.
Yeah.
Because when and I want to correct one thing. It wasn't that I thought I was bad. I just wasn't ready.
Got it.
Sure.
I wasn't ready. And
I received that.
And thank you for that. When I had been written off and I walked out of Shenanigans and I thought that I would come back, I've never come back. I kept on watching the show because Missy Brennan and I remain friends. She plays Jennifer. And Crystal, Sherry Anderson is a family friend. So I just continued watching the show. And when I first saw Crystal, Dr. Carly Manning, von Leuschner, I was like, she's probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And there was such a groundedness to her storytelling that I just watched the show. Like, I truly continued to watch. Like, I even say to Crystal, I sing, whenever I get a moment where I'm not nervous, I sing Tower Block by Julia Fordham. That was the song, Bo and Carly's song. And it's Lawrence and I, for those that you don't know that Lawrence is my twin brother, we watched it together. So then fast forward to meeting Crystal at Nadia Bjorlund's wedding. Lawrence had already met Crystal and Michael. I hid behind Lawrence. A hug, and I was like, "You're Crystal." And then to finally, a year later, get a call. Do you want to join us in Venice? And I went, yes. And we were doing the interrogation scene. And at one point, I was looking at her and I'm like, "You're Crystal Chappell," and she was like, "I know." But for me, it's I love that I have a crush on Crystal Chappell. I do. I do. And I love then that I get to be friends with Crystal. And I love that I get to work opposite this actress that I so respect in her storytelling. And I'm fidgeting. That's how nervous I get when I get nervous. So yeah, and it's the gift of, and it's the beauty of what we get to do as actors.
Yeah.
You know, I get to, you know, Jess and I were together in season 6, but we actually got to spend time, you know, and to then, you know, have most of my work be with Harrison. And outside of working with him, because I believe that what we do is just this tennis game and you have no idea what the return is going to be. So working with someone like Harrison, you get this lob back. You're like, I didn't fucking see that coming. And you then have to show up and be just as good. It's a great gift. And my favorite moments were sitting outside with him, just getting to know Harrison and getting to know the man behind this talented performer. So I as well am obsessed with him, but I'm also going to be stalking you a lot more, Crystal. But then I also have Jessica, who I get to call and save the world with. And it's great fun.
Oh.
I can see you all saving the world. I appreciate that. Crystal, this November will be 60 years of Days of Our Lives.
Wow.
What has that show and its impact on you meant?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was the first real role. I mean, I had other little stints in daytime, but it was the first real lead role that I had. So, you know, and there was a great deal of patience to because I understand you're green, you don't know what you're doing, you can't memorize that many lines. Like, who does this? But no, to me, it's where I got my start. You know, I'm fond of it. I am so glad to see it going strong, and yeah, I'm just grateful for all the time I had there. And you know, everything is connected. Like I said, you just keep moving forward, and you run into the same people or somebody who knows somebody, and you just try to keep the good energy moving forward.
You meet a handsome man there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, life is good.
All of you, you know, I mean, this is a soap. We haven't had a new soap in 25 years, and Beyond the Gates just, you know, came out of the gate. What do you think? Pretty exciting and surprising. I think Crystal, Jessica and I, P&G launching a new soap, sadly, you know, kicking ours off the air, but
I mean, it's good. I mean, what happened, but you know, this is good that people are going, well, there's so much here. We shouldn't just walk away. We shouldn't just abandon the genre. People need to be entertained. People want that escapism, and you know, that's what daytime is for. So I'm thrilled. I love Michelle Valjean. She's one of the kindest, smartest, most creative human beings I've ever met. So good for her, and good for CBS and P&G and NAACP and all of them for making this happen.
100%. Candice Mack has been watching since day one. She said, what piece of advice would you all give to somebody who wanted to tell a story like this?
Do it.
I was going to say, pen and paper, story.
Move forward.
Yeah, find a way to do it. You know, my youngest son is very much into telling stories. He's an amazing writer, and has a camera now, and he's editing, and he's you know, there's a lot you can do for not a lot of money. So start with a story that you like, and just make it happen. You can do it. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it.
Well said. I love that. Gregory, you've been an outspoken advocate against bullying for so many years. Right now, we're seeing efforts to erase the T in LGBTQ+, the dismantling of DEI initiatives. For young people who are scared about what the future holds, what positive message would you share with them?
You're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
Find your community. If you or someone you love is being bullied, turn off your computer, block the person that's bullying you, get off your phone, get off your iPad. If you are being bullied in public, the strongest tool we have is our feet. Walk away. Just walk away. Don't engage. If you are younger, tell your parents, tell a student, tell a counselor. Hurt people. And someone that is bullied is someone that has been hurt. And I truly, tomorrow I'm going to the GLAAD Awards with Lawrence. And I'm always excited about being there and the representation of all of that. And almost everybody that is interviewing us asks the same question. And the answer is, you are not alone. There is someone there. The internet and Google is a beautiful thing. Hi, I'm in my bedroom by myself in the dark and I'm afraid. Places to go, and someone is online there to take your hand and be an advocate for you. Find your tribe. And everything that we've ever done, Alan, I've always said, reach out to me. Same thing with addiction. If somebody is dealing with an addiction and they are afraid, they are not alone.
How many years now, Gregory?
It'll be 20 in August.
Congratulations.
Thank you. One of the best. It's I say it as one blink at a time. Talk to your friends and ask a lot of questions. There is so much division going on. What I loved about my conversations with Harrison were, I'm not a Black man. Talk to me about what it is to be you. What's it like to be a Black actor? And then Harrison asked me questions, and there was so much that was connected, but there are things that I don't know. So live your life being curious and ask 1,000 questions, because then you'll get answers, and then it demystifies so many things, because we're more connected than not connected.
So true. And I love that you say that, because it's sort of, ask your neighbor a question, we don't know each other's experiences.
And reach out to the kid that is disabled. Reach out to the kid.
Yeah.
I say to my nephews all the time, talk to that one person that is by themselves, because they will most likely become your very best friend. We're all going through something. So lead with grace and say hi, ask someone how they are. And that's my answer.
Absolutely. Harrison, tell everybody where they can see you. You're doing a play in Santa Monica.
No, Sacramento.
Sacramento. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I am thrilled, because I'm this incredible cast. I'm doing Joseph and Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat at Broadway at the Music Circus in Sacramento, and we open on April the 11th. It literally is 1 week, April 11th through April the 17th, and the cast is, oh my God. And I love this theater. Has been here for now almost 100 years.
What's the name of the theater?
Oh, wow.
Broadway at Music Circus in Sacramento. And it is really, I did a show here 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I did Smokey Joe's Cafe. They call it Music Circus because it used to be outside in tents. And now they built this beautiful pavilion, and it is a stunning location. And the actors are always treated with so much love and care and support. And the production quality is Broadway. The principals are all Broadway vets, right? Along with myself. And so the quality of the show it literally is Broadway quality, and it's stunning. In the round. Incredible.
Have a great run with it. Jess, how are your girls?
Fantastic. Can't complain. They are a dream. Really. I mean it. A dream. Very lucky.
That is awesome. Harrison, you have a young son, right?
I know I have a young daughter.
Daughter. So
Yeah.
Jess and Harrison, with everything, you know, going on in the world, do they notice it? Do you have to try to, you know, because I think we as adults have all anxiety, and I can't imagine being a child with seeing everything in the world.
It's rough. It's rough. You know, my daughter is going on 16, Ivy, and is very, kids her age are very socially aware. Obviously, there's all these avenues for them now with social media to learn about everything all the time, and they're constantly being inundated with stuff. She's very bright. She knows exactly what's going on. She has her fears about it. She understands it all. You know, sometimes I don't know what to say other than like, we'll set fire to this whole thing if we need to. We'll do whatever we need to do to make sure that you're okay, your friends are okay, or whoever's okay. But again, I could tell her I'm a practical person. I'm optimistic, but I'm also very practical, and that's, I think, the only way to handle things kind of head on, answer questions, do research so you have answers. You know, and my little one is 7. She knows exactly what's going on for the level of a 7-year-old. She understands that there's this happening and that guy is no bueno and we don't like him and why does he talk like
No bueno.
why does he talk like that? And I heard this, mommy, and what's going on with that? And I'm just like, so, you know, it's you know, different levels of awareness, but there's always
she's got it absolutely correct. Well, I'll end with what Shai sadly said. My son is being bullied. He's 11. There needs to be a re-education across the board because it's rampant with little escape. You know, so, you know, what you're doing with Venice series, keep up this beautiful world for people to escape to. Crystal, Gregory, Jessica, and Harrison. I love you all. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Alan, we love you.
All. Love you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. The link for Venice series on Vimeo is down below on YouTube. You can click and find the series, check it out. Let Crystal and the team know what you think.
Thank you.
Get lost in love one more time.
What'd you say?
When you said they click the link for Venice series, I said, get lost in love one more time.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Stay well, everybody.
Keep the faith.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much to Crystal, Jessica, Gregory, and Harrison for spending this time. Don't forget to stream season 7 on Vimeo. Please join me tomorrow evening when father and son from One Life to Live, John Wesley Shipp and David A. Gregory, reunite to talk about their upcoming stage play that they're doing together, the Caine Mutiny Court Martial. So please join us tomorrow night at 7:30. If you haven't yet subscribed to the Locker Room, you can do so down below. Please click the like button. It always helps. And if you like to stream audio versions, just search the Locker Room on your favorite podcast app. Please be kind to one another. And please, as always, stay safe.